everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome, and welcome to your November 2020 Funko Pop Update. Well, we are almost at the end of another year of Funko awesomeness, and I'm just going to let you guys know that this is going to be one of two episodes that is going to be very long, not just because of the fact that we're getting such great news, because when December rolls around, that is when Brian Mariotti likes to give us a little bit of a Christmas gift to let us know about some of the big releases that are going to be coming out in the following year. And I am just hoping for certain ones to show up, and I am just expecting another strong year. Because even though the year is not over yet, I will definitely say that this year was one of the quieter years for me in terms of Funko collecting. Don't get me wrong, I got some great Funko Pops, but there was a time when I was getting so many in a given year, but maybe that's a good thing. But one of the few things that I will say is that I have accumulated a lot of Pops in a now 11-month, almost 12-month period, and there have been a great deal of them that I have not shared with you. So it's not just going to be about the news. There's a lot of stuff to review in terms of my collection, and that's why these videos are going to be much longer than they usually are, because we've also had a couple of very short ones, which is not a bad thing. But anyway, let's get the ball rolling with showing you how my collection has been growing. So we've got two themes to discuss today over here in the Funko Pop world, and I'm actually a little bit excited because some of these Pops are actually being taken out of their boxes for the very first time in a long time, and that's just because of the fact that on November 5th, 1985, Marty Mcfly went back in time for the first time. So yeah, there are so many people that say, oh, well, this day is Back to the Future Day, no, this day is Back to the Future Day. Well, listen. That's the day that Marty went back in time in the first Back to the Future film, and the fact that we are celebrating the 35th anniversary of the film this year is just absolutely amazing, so I, of course, have to showcase my Back to the Future Pop collection. Now, they are the same two characters in all three of these groupings, but like Batman, there are certain things that I definitely need to collect, because Back to the Future is my favorite film of all time. And I just want to get certain versions of the great Marty Mcfly and Dr. Emmett Brown. So we are going to go first and take a look at the ones on the left. Now, of course, in case you guys didn't know, these were actually the very first two Funko Pops that I ever purchased. As a matter of fact, these two are even more valuable because of the numberings on the boxes. These were actually changed to numbers 49 and 50. So the fact that I have the originals is pretty awesome, but I never thought that I was going to get into Funko Pops, but the CEO, Brian Mariotti, once said, by 2025, there will be a Funko Pop in every single household across the world. And I don't know if that goal is being fulfilled yet, but if it is, I wouldn't be surprised. But these were the two Pops that got me to start collecting, because in the end of 2012, that was when these two Pops were made. So obviously, we gotta take a look at them through time. So we're gonna take a look at the original 1985 Marty Mcfly and Doc Brown. I love these Pops, even though the world of Funko has changed such a great deal in terms of detail, and you'll definitely see as we progress through these six. But yeah, it's not the best looking Pop, but I love it because it's Marty Mcfly. They got the Nike swooshes, they've got the headphones over there wrapped around his neck, he's also got his watch, and you know, even though it is based on the classic Funko Pop formula, it still does look like Marty. And the same thing can be said about Doc Brown, because with Doc, this is actually one of the first that actually featured a character with eyebrows, and even a little bit of sculpting underneath to show some wrinkles. We have him in his lab coat, and the only thing that I'm not too thrilled about is the fact that they didn't put the nuclear symbol on the back of his lab shirt. That's the one thing that it's missing. But it's got the tool belt in great detail, also the best that they possibly could with the remote control for the DeLorean, and all all the little details like the pockets and the tag, and of course the colors and the goggles, they're pretty cool too, but I love the fact that this is where we began, and they did actually make a Pop ride from Back to the Future. They did make a DeLorean, but it wasn't one that I was interested in because it just was another Marty, and I didn't like the design. Part of me was kind of hoping that they would make another DeLorean, maybe one from Back to the Future 2, which would have been pretty cool, where they would actually put it on a stand to make it look like it levitated, but what can you do? I can still wait. So now we're going to move on to another somewhat older Pop, but a brand new one that just got released this year in 2020, and it is the 1955 Doc and Marty. We're going to take a look at Doc first because he was actually a Loot Crate exclusive. I didn't get Loot Crate at the time, but he was being sold for a decent price on eBay. And I like this one a lot, much more than the original Doc because there's a lot more details. The fact that he's got the goggles on his head, the fact that we actually do have the bruise on his forehead, and just like the sparks between the cables, and of course the cable wire that goes all the way around and where he's hooked up to the battery. Also the details on his shirt and the pockets, also very cool. This is definitely one of the better designed Pops, and it also was a huge improvement in regards to the way that Pops were being designed. And then we got one of the new ones. They've definitely come a long way. They gave Marty more features like eyebrows. They did a better job with his hair, but also the details. The details on the shirt. It really is the perfect replica of the design. Even the belt buckle and the design on the fly of the jeans is very accurate, but he's also got that wooden skateboard, and I love the little grooves in the wood, and definitely distinctive metal wheels. Also the details on the sneakers and all the way around with the jacket that he was wearing, very, very accurate. I absolutely love what they did. I mean, is the pose great? Yeah, it's good, but could they have had more better action pose? Like, could they have made a movie moment with him on the back of Biff's car while Biff was driving? That would have been pretty cool, but it is what it is, and I just wanted to get a perfect pairing to my 1955 Doc, and I got it. And now we're going to move on to the other pairing that I was trying to get, and that was someone that could match up with my 2015 Marty Mcfly. Now, this one is very special because this is a Fun.com exclusive. And the other interesting thing is it is actually the only Back to the Future Pop that actually has the correct movie on the box. This is Back to the Future Part 2, Marty Mcfly, obviously, and it's him on the hoverboard. This was actually also one of the first that I actually got with a Pop on a stand. As you can see, there's a little plastic base where the hoverboard can stand. It doesn't come off, but there's no problem. The only problem is they didn't put any details on the bottom of the hoverboard. I mean, those two discs on the bottom should be gray, but either way, the details on the sneakers, the details on the pockets turned inside out, the Insta-Dry jacket, all the little grooves and curves, and even the texture of the jacket is very good. And also, this was a step up at the time, because this one did come out about a year or two after the original Marty Mcfly from '85. But again, better details, a better job, and of course, I had to get another one of the new Back to the Future Pops, and this is 2015 Doc Brown, because I've always loved this outfit, especially the clear plastic tie, which they got done so well, including all the details of the Japanese lettering on Doc Brown's shirt. That is just incredible. But of course, the bright yellow trench coat, the gray visor that basically blocks his eyes from being seen, the black boots with the red laces, and of course the watch. They did so much amazing work on him, and I also especially love all the little folds in the sleeve of the trench coat. They really went above and beyond to get this sculpt done right, especially when it comes to fandoms that people just flock to. They never disappoint when it comes to details. It is just so amazing to see how far we've come in regards to details on Funko Pops. This literally is a history lesson in Funko. The question is, will there be more Back to the Future 3 Pops? I don't know, but part of me is kind of hoping that there will be, because I would like a Back to the Future 3 Doc, Marty, and in this case, I wouldn't mind getting Clara too, just because of the history and of the film franchise, especially the movie posters, because, you know, I don't know. We'll see. But I would like to get Marty and Doc in their cowboy gear. I know that there is already a Hot Topic exclusive of Marty, but wasn't really a big fan of the way it looked. It just looked too plain. But these are all fantastic, and I'm so glad to have them. So now let's take a look at the other grouping of Pops that I want to showcase today. So the second theme I wanted to feature in my collection update is comedies. Some teen comedy, some regular outrageous comedies, but one of the few things I wanted to feature first was take a look at these numbers on the box. This is the movie line. We've got such high numbers now. I mean, take a look at this one right over here, 1001. The fact that there are over 1,000 Funko Pops right now in the movie line is just absolutely spectacular. And I have to admit that some of these were a bit of a surprise when they first got announced, but as someone who loves the great comedies from the 1970s to the early 2000s, I just have to have some of these represented in my collection. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is, we're actually going to go in chronological order of the releases of these films. We're going to take a look at the teen comedy that many say had started it all, the 1978 classic Animal House, and I don't know what I can say to you if you've never seen Animal House before, because it really is one of the greatest and funniest comedies of all time. Of course, it stars the late, great Saturday Night Live cast member John Belushi, and if there was anything that they could possibly do to give us an Animal House Funko Pop collection, yes, they did give us him in the toga, but I know him because of the famous college shirt. As a matter of fact, I actually have a version of that shirt that I wear whenever it is in the fall/winter months, and I love this movie. I love Bluto. He is such a outrageous and hilarious character in the film, and they did a very good job. I mean, they got the hair right. I mean, it's definitely, you can't really do what they had him do with his hair in the movie, but they did it as best as they possibly could. But they gave us, of course, the college shirt, and if you take a look, he does have a little bit of a beer belly, which is pretty cool. Also, the plaid shorts and the Converse sneakers. They just did a great job with him. I mean, this also could have been a better pose. They could have had him downing a bottle of Jack Daniels. They could have had him in the toga outfit smashing a guitar. Could they have made some more members of the Delta House? I mean, yeah, I would have loved to see Otter. I would have loved to have seen Flounder and Pinto. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Ditmeyer being dragged by a horse in a movie moment. I mean, so many great characters from Animal House. You have no idea what you're missing. I mean, oh my god, Bluto banging his cheeks together saying that he's a zit. That is just one of the funniest moments in the whole movie. I highly recommend you check out Animal House. Just do it, guys. You have no idea what you're missing. The next pop that we're going to go over is John Winger, also a Saturday Night Live cast member, Bill Murray, in one of the other greatest movies ever made. It was directed by Harold Ramis. It starred Harold Ramis as well, and I believe John Larroquette is in this movie, and it is Stripes. I mean, what a hilarious movie. The story of two slackers that just decide to join the army. Of course, the great John Candy is in this movie as well. I can't continue on talking about Stripes until I mention John Candy. And this is also a pop line that I didn't know if I was going to get on board with. I mean, when they made it, I was laughing because I do love Stripes. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend that you do. But then they surprised me with the Walmart exclusive, and it was John Winger, of course, played by Bill Murray, in the graduation day moment, which is where he and his troop do this hilarious army routine that they created themselves, and the fact that he is just slacking, he's got his hat on backwards, and he just is not dressed up for the occasion, but he and the guys just do their thing, and they do boom shakalaka laka boom. That is just one of the funniest things. Go onto YouTube and just type in Stripes boom shakalaka, and you will find this. It is just absolutely hilarious. There are so many great moments in this movie. Bill Murray just sells it. You've got to check out Stripes, and this is a great pop too. I love it. The next movie that we're going to take a look at is the 1982 Cameron Crowe film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This movie starred a whole bunch of unknowns at the time, now very well known. Jennifer Jason Leigh as unknown Sean Penn, who played Jeff Spicoli, the infamous Jeff Spicoli. Judge Reinhold, Phoebe Cates, you name it. So many great names, but there were other pops that were featured in this line. There was Spicoli holding a pizza box. There was Judge Reinhold in the pirate costume. There was Phoebe Cates in the infamous bikini. But when it comes to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, My favorite character is the history teacher, Mr. Hand. I had to get Mr. Hand. I wasn't sure if I was going to go with Spicoli holding the pizza box or Mr. Hand holding the pizza slice. But again, if you haven't seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you have to. And Mr. Hand is really the infamous true depiction of a teacher, a real strict history teacher, a guy who believes in good grades, a guy that believes that students shouldn't be slacking, a guy that's so paranoid he thinks that everybody is smoking dope. He is definitely one of the best characters of the film, and my God, they did a great job. I love that they got the tie exactly right. They gave him the exact pose that he has when he's about to eat the slice, with his other hand behind his back, just staring down Spicoli as he eats the pizza, and it's even got, it's supposed to have sausage, but I guess this could be sausage, even though it looks like pepperoni. But I also really think the best part of him is the goatee. They got the goatee perfectly, as well as the little bit of tufts of hair that are just poking up in the back of his head. This is definitely an awesome pop, even though it looks so ordinary, much like all three of them, but it's the characters that these represent that makes them get the personalities that we know of, and dare I say it, they just pop. And the last one I want to talk about is actually my first deluxe Funko Pop, and it's from the 1995 movie Billy Madison, starring also Saturday Night Live alum Adam Sandler, his first leading film role. Now, Billy Madison, as far as I'm concerned, is Adam Sandler's best movie. A lot of people say it's Happy Gilmore. They made Happy Gilmore pops too, guys. But I just think there's something about Billy Madison that I love so much, even though I love Happy Gilmore as well. And my favorite character in Billy Madison is, of course, the Penguin, but they didn't do a good job with the pop. But then when they announced that they were going to be giving us Adam Sandler as Billy Madison in the bathtub, and then when I saw the details, I was like, nope, there is my pop from Billy Madison, because this movie has to be in my collection. Shampoo is better, conditioner is better, the bubble bath, stop looking at me, Swan. So many great moments that are from this one little scene in the movie, and they got everything right, all the way down to the bathtub legs. I love this. Even the suds on his back, even though you never see his back in that scene. It is just so funny. They got the colors right on the bottles of the hair products. The details on the swan faucet are incredible. Even the little feather grooves, perfect. Absolutely perfect. All four of these Funko Pops are perfect. I love them all to death. They represent some of my favorite movies of all time, and that's what I love so much about Funko. The fact that we actually get to take our fandoms of certain movies and television shows and music artists and just get a little bit more of an expansion to represent the fandom that we love so much. So that's it, everybody. I know it was a little long. That was a little over 16 minutes worth of Funko Pop collection footage, but now let's get into the news. As always, we will start off with the Funko shop, and we also are going to get a little bit of some remnants, if you will, of New York City Comic Con, as well as some better glam shots as to what was revealed for the rest of 2020. So, we got a nice little grouping here from the Funko shop, including two brand new Pop Around the World. You can get Nora from Norway and Douglas from Canada, as well as some other interesting ones, like a brand new version of Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. This is based on Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and there's a little Easter egg on this specific Jay Pop. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you know what it is, please put it in the box below. There also were some very interesting exclusives from Funko Headquarters and Funko Hollywood, including a brand new Spastic Plastic that was actually created by the fans. It was Cutie Corn. We also got some other interesting versions of some classic Disney characters like Donald and Goofy, and we even got some brand new exclusives from new places like Very Neko, which is a brand new version of Mowgli being wrapped up by Ka, and I love the design of this pop, especially the two different colored eyes, as well as a brand new mascot from Smith's Toy Company, which is a UK toy store chain. So you can get Oscar, the mascot. Did not know about that, but some of my friends in the UK who do collect Funko Pops are very excited about this one. And of course, as I said earlier, some remnants of New York City Comic Con, including a Plastic Empire exclusive, which is Marty Mcfly, the Nuclear Glow-in-the-Dark edition. And we also got a couple of interesting pieces of merchandise, like backpacks, as well as some brand new exclusive Funko Pops and some brand new Pop pins. We also got the brand new Marvel Collector Core box, which is Marvel Zombies. It's definitely not something that I am interested in, but I definitely think the t-shirt is cool, and I like that we got Deadpool and Red Skull. A couple of other exclusive boxes that are going to be showing up in retailers over the next couple of weeks, including a Hot Topic exclusive Toy Story Halloween box and a brand new GameStop Dragon Ball Z box. We also got some brand new Walmart exclusives of Back to the Future, the 35th anniversary, including a t-shirt and pop box, which includes Back to the Future 2 Marty holding his hoverboard, and we even got Doc Brown holding the stopwatch with Einstein having a big watch around his neck. We also got a couple of exclusives from all over the place, including The Answer to Jay with the LA Comic-Con exclusive of Silent Bob from the exact same movie, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And I was wrong last month, so I apologize. Darth Vader with a Snow Trooper. This is the last piece of this 6-part set that you can combine together. And we also have some other interesting exclusives, like a Hot Topic exclusive of Scooby-Doo eating Scooby snacks. A couple of video game characters from PlayStation are coming to GameStop only, and that also includes a couple of games that I've never even heard about, but I do know God of War, and it's going to be a 2-pack with a very interesting version of Kratos. Walgreens is also giving us a whole bunch of very interesting exclusives, including some versions of Spider-Man like Superior Octopus, but we're also going to be getting Scream, which is a very interesting character in the world of Spider-Man. And then we have a new grouping called Infinity Warps, which is basically Marvel heroes merged together, it looks like Soldier Supreme is Captain America and Doctor Strange, for example. Not interested in these, but I definitely appreciate the innovation. A whole bunch of other exclusives from Target and Box Lunch were also featured, including a brand new Breast Cancer Awareness Month pink Batgirl, 2 Jumbo Pops that we knew were coming of Cubone and Mewtwo, as well as a Box Lunch exclusive of Chester Cheetah and Pepita from Coco. Not to mention Cinderella as well, a Glitter Diamond edition. Walmart gave us a whole lot more exclusives, so many different kinds, everything from Disney characters to movie characters to Marvel Comics and DC Comics, so many things for you to choose from, including 2 versions of Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, a brand new version of Beetlejuice, another version of the Creep Show Creep, lots of 10-inch pops as well, including a brand new pop album, which is Back in Black, featuring a black and white version of Angus Young. And speaking of music, we have some more bands and artists being featured this month, including the Pet Shop Boys. I'm not a fan, but I know a lot of people who are. And a brand new Stephen Aoki. And another pop album was announced. There's also another one, but that's going to be featured next month because it came out in the news a little too late. And it is the second in the albums collection. It is Black Sabbath with a brand new version of Ozzy Osbourne. We also got some new Star Wars pops, including a whole bunch of Clone Wars pops, as well as some exclusives, one that will be available at the Funko shop and one at GameStop. And we even got some new Mandalorian pops, including a version of the Mandalorian available only at GameStop. We knew that a lot of the Disney Plus Marvel miniseries were showing up, so we did get our first look at the brand new WandaVision pops. They're definitely interesting. I especially love the Halloween versions of Vision and Scarlet Witch because those are based on the classic style of both of those characters. There's also going to be a GameStop exclusive of Vision. Here's a line that I was very excited about. This was a character that I have been waiting for Funko to give us, and we've got the Inspector Gadget line. Although I am a little upset that we didn't get a certain character or two that we should have, like Brain and Dr. Claw and Mad Cat, but maybe we will at some point in time. But we are getting 3 versions of Inspector Gadget and Penny. One of the versions of Inspector Gadget is the Chase, but the one that I am interested in is, of course, Inspector Gadget with the Go-Go Gadget Copter activated. I haven't ordered him yet, but he is definitely on my list of Funko Pops to purchase and add to my collection. We have the classic 80s miniseries of V that is getting a pop line. I haven't watched it, but I know a lot of people who do love it. It's a cult favorite, so I'm sure you're all excited. Moving on to some movies, we got the Dumb and Dumber line, which has a whole bunch of goodies, including some chases, some Pocket Pop keychains, and a Funko Pop ride of Harry in the Shaggin' Wagon. A movie line that I knew was officially coming to give us some commons was the Starship Troopers line because of the fact that we have gotten so many Comic-Con exclusives, so now we are going to find it a little bit easier to get some of these Starship Trooper Pops as the commons are arriving very soon. They do look great. Another fan favorite in the world of science fiction and film is Blade Runner. We did already get Blade Runner 2049, but now we are getting the classic Harrison Ford film directed by Ridley Scott, of course, and we're even going to get a chase of one of the characters. These do look good. I do like the Rick Deckard, which is, of course, Harrison Ford, but I am not going to be adding any of these to my collection because I actually don't really like the original film. Sorry. In the world of Disney, we are celebrating the 80th anniversary of Fantasia. We're also celebrating the 80th anniversary of Pinocchio, and there are some new Pinocchio Pops coming very soon. We haven't gotten any glam shots yet, but Fantasia is my favorite Disney film, and we are definitely getting some very interesting ones, including 2 art versions of Sorcerer Mickey. We're also getting a new version of the Chernabog, and one of the Dancing Hippos, and the Black Pegasus. So this is really exciting, guys. So if you haven't had your opportunity to get your hands on anything Fantasia, or you just don't have a Sorcerer Mickey yet, I already have 2 of them. I'm sure you're excited about this line. Another thing in the world of Disney that I'm sure a lot of people are excited about is the brand new Disney Pixar movie Soul. I'm a little upset over the fact that it was pulled from theaters because of the coronavirus and it is going straight to streaming, and I'm not getting Disney Plus just for this. I am just hoping that this movie will come out on Blu-ray and DVD so I can finally see it, but there was no reason that we could hold back, and Funko has officially released the glam shots of the Pop line. They do look wonderful. I still need to learn a little bit more about this movie, but it does look pretty great, and I like the fact that we kinda sorta have a pizza cat, and we're also gonna get a Barnes & Noble exclusive of one of the characters, which is glow-in-the-dark. Let's go into the world of retro toys. We are getting Clue. We knew that already, but for some strange reason, we are getting the board game versions of Clue characters, and for some strange reason, we didn't get Colonel Mustard in this line. What is up with that? I really hope that he's not going to be an exclusive, but I know what you're all thinking. Why are we getting the board game characters? We want the Clue movie characters from 1985. Absolutely, I am with you, 100%. I would love to get myself a little Wadsworth, because that's my favorite character. As a matter of fact, recording this video right now, I watched this movie this past weekend. So I am very much hoping that we will get Clue movie pops soon. But this is pretty cool either way. And more in the world of retro toys, we are getting more Masters of the Universe Pops, and there are some here that I know a lot of people are excited about because one of the hardest older Funko Pops to find right now is the original She-Ra. Well, guess what, everybody? Your dreams have come true because you can get the newer version of She-Ra because she is coming along with another character from her show, Grizzlor, and we're even getting King Randor, and we're even getting the answer in the world of evil to He-Man on Battle Cat because we are also getting Skeletor on Panther. There's also going to be some keychains and a lot of different exclusives, including a glow-in-the-dark She-Ra Specialty Series pop and a lot of Funko Shop exclusives, not to mention a jumbo supersized pop of He-Man himself. Let's go into the world of sports. We are getting more NASCAR, and we're even getting some Formula One. We are getting the legendary Mario Andretti as a Funko Pop, and we're going to be getting a brand new version of Jeff Gordon, and we're going to be getting Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr., and a Walmart exclusive pop ride of Dale Earnhardt in his car. Now, I am absolutely surprised that it took them this long to actually make NASCAR pop rides. I am pretty sure that this one will sell, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more of these coming out because this is the best way to sell NASCAR in the world of Funko. You've got to include the cars. Getting more of the brand new Marvel Street Arts collection. We got the first one in New York Comic Con with Miles Morales. We're going to be getting a Daredevil, a Captain America, and an Iron Man. And they're all going to be available at GameStop. And now let's take a look at some of the newest things that were revealed at New York Comic Con. We are going to be getting a whole new bunch of soda can figures, and there's definitely a little something for everybody here. The one that I actually like is the Roger Rabbit, and I'm very upset that I didn't pre-order him because I was going to pre-order him with Inspector Gadget. The problem is I waited a little too long. He is now officially sold out where I go to get my exclusives in pre-order, so hopefully there will be a restock, but there's so many other characters. I also love what they did with the Flash, just like what they did with Superman, making the chase bizarro. The Flash's chase is going to be Eobard Thawne, also known as the Reverse Flash. I love it. We are getting a lot of icons in the world of advertisements, and some that I think a lot of people were expecting, and some that people wanted, but also a few surprises, like the Hostess Donuts bag. We got the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. We got a can of Spam. More Coca-Cola. Mr. Peanut with Baby Peanut, which is a Target exclusive. Punchy from Hawaiian Punch, which a lot of people wanted. More Kool-Aid stuff. And the Slush Puppy, which even includes a scented version at Hot Topic. I'm pretty sure he will smell like cherries. And we're even getting some plushies. And I have to admit, these plushies do look adorable, especially the Kool-Aid Man, but I don't think we're going to be getting any of these, but either way, the ad icons are expanding yet again. We also got the icon in advertisements that started the world of Funko, and that, of course, is Bob's Big Boy. We are getting a Bob's Big Boy town, which includes Big Boy skipping and a hamburger stand, which is pretty awesome. To close this out is a very strange thing. We're getting a brand new grouping of Disney Funko plushies, and these will probably replace the whale in my nightmares. I'm really hoping that this is not going to be a common thing if this line is going to expand, because guys, these are the creepiest looking plushies I ever seen. These are not cute. These are not going to make kids smile. Kids are going to get nightmares from these. Funko, you've done well. I mean, it's been almost 10 years since Funko Pops hit the market, but sometimes you do fall a little bit short, and unfortunately, this is a place where you kinda did. So hopefully you will work on that. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. You know how much I love to talk about Funko Pops with you. Let me know if there was anything from New York Comic Con that you got, because a lot of people were very concerned if they were going to get what they wanted. I was glad to know that I managed to get everything that I wanted, miraculously, believe it or not. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, as always, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.